Alright, so it's been quite a while since I've read something. Now, I kind of lost interest in Great Gatsby, to be honest. After the first chapter, I don't really give a shit. But I recently found this other book. It's called Tlön, Uqbar, Orbis, Tertius. I found it from a video about like AI or something. But anyways, it seemed pretty interesting. And my favorite part, this book is very short. It's only 16 pages. I think it is actually possible that I complete this. I actually read more when I read Great Gatsby, right? I read 25 pages. So yeah, let's check this out. Okay, Tlön, Uqbar, Orbis, Tertius. I owe the discovery of Uqbar to the conjunction of a mirror and an encyclopedia. The mirror troubled the depth of a corridor in a country house on Gaona Street of Ramos Mejia. Okay. I thought that I don't know what this means exactly, but sure. Conjunction, it means like connecting, right? So he connected a mirror with an encyclopedia book, and it troubled the depths of a corridor in this place essentially. Sure. The encyclopedia is fallaciously called the Anglo-American Cyclopedia. Fallacious, it means like wrong, right? Yeah, wrong. And it's a literal but delinquent reprint of the Encyclopedia Britannica of 1902. Okay. The event took place some 5 years ago. Bioy Caceres had dinner with me that evening, and we became lengthily engaged in a vast polemic concerning the we became lengthily engaged in a vast polemic concerning the okay, so in a vast polemic, okay, polemic is a noun here, so what does it mean? A speech or piece of writing expressing strongly critical attack on, okay, they were ranting essentially. They were making a YouTube commentary rant with like CS:GO surf in the background concerning the composition of a novel in the first person whose narrator would omit or disfigure facts and indulge in various contradictions which would permit very few readers to perceive an atrocious and banal reality. Well, I know atrocious, so like really bad, but what is banal? Lacking in originality, as to be obvious and boring. Okay, so like cliche, I guess. Give me a synonym. Boring. Okay, sure. So he's talking about like what if someone wrote a book and but it's like in first person and like non-reliable narrator or whatever, and you read this shit and permit very real reader to, and some people, if some people read it, they'll see like reality as, okay, it's like boring and like shit. Okay. From the remote depths of the corridor, the mirror spied upon us. We discovered such a discovery is inevitable in the late hours of the night, that mirrors have something monstrous about them. Then that guy, I'm just gonna call him Boy, recalled that the one of the her I'm just gonna listen to what's it? Founder of some like religion religious movement. Okay, that one of the founders of Uqbar had declared that mirrors and copulations are abominable because they increase the number of men. Okay, so this is the quote from that AI video that I was like talking about. So it was pretty interesting sounding, doesn't it? It like mirrors and I don't know what copulation means. I guess it just means like, oh wait, copulation as in like having sex, right? Like fucking. Okay, so like mirror and fucking is bad because they increase the number of men. Quite the misanthropic thing to say, but I guess those are like those fucking stupid quotes that you see on like oh, this is like super deep, like Sigma edit videos. I asked him the origin of this memorable observation, and he answered that it was reproduced in that encyclopedia in its article on Uqbar. The house which we had rented furnished had a set of this work. On the last page of volume, which one is this? 10.5.6. Okay. Wait, is L is not 5, I'm retarded. So it's 10 plus what, 50? I forgot all the Roman numerals, dude. Hold on. 46. Okay. 46. Oh yeah, because like it's 50 minus 10. Whatever. That took too long. One on Euro-Altaic language, but not a word about Uqbar. Boy, a bit taken back, consulted the volumes of the index. Alright, so he started looking through the index. In vain, he exhausted all of the imaginable spelling. Uqbar, well, yeah, he started doing like what you do when you like try to find something but you forgot how to spell it. Before leaving, he told me that it was a region of Iraq or of Asia Minor. Okay. I must confess that I agree with some discomfort. Sure. He basically like sure, whatever you say, boomer. Also, like, what was that part about, like, you guys, like, talking about making a CSGO surf video about, like, was it some guy writing a novel or whatever? That seemed, like, sort of irrelevant. You could have started at this, we were chilling at the house that we recently furnished, me and my roommate, and then, like, we realized those mirrors. Before, I conjectured that this undocumented country and its anonymous that guy, the leader, were a fiction devised by boys' modesty in order to justify a statement. Modesty, it means like humility, right? Being humble. Yeah, being humble, humility. It's devised by in order to justify a statement. Oh, so he's like he made up that quote. He made it up himself, that like a mirror whatever. But he tried to like push it onto a fictional country. Okay. The fruitless examination of one of Justice Perth's, well, I don't know what that is. Of one of Justice Perth's alas fortified my doubt. Is that like one of his other friends? And because there's like an apostrophe at the end, right? Wait, hold on, I'm gonna switch up the music real quick. Alright, we're back. I love me some squirrel nuts zipper. Alright. Justice Perth, yeah, there's an apostrophe at the end. So I guess Justice Perth is like one of his friends or something, and he also owns an encyclopedia, and he looked through it. Nope, no Uqbar. That's fortified my doubt. The following day, boy called me from something. Okay, what's it called? Fuck. This is how retarded I am, guys. What's that place where like a bunch of airplanes are? Airport. Okay, there we go. I remember it now. He told me he had before him the article on Uqbar in volume 46 of Encyclopedia. Oh, he found it? The guy's name was not forthcoming, but there was a note on his doctrine, formulated in words almost identical to those he had repeated, so perhaps literarily inferior. Okay, so what does that mean? But on his doctrine, formulated in words almost identical, but maybe not as, maybe. Okay, so I guess he found it. He found the guy. He found the article. But there was something about his doctrine. He later, okay, we see here he's like talking about like that quote again. But so I guess doctrine is talking about that quote, but formulated in words almost identical. So it was almost the same as what he said, but maybe a little bit different. Okay, I mean that's fair. Like when you like paraphrase something, that's what paraphrasing means. You say something that's like basically the same. Yeah, recalled copulation and mirrors are abominable. The text said, for one of those Gnostics. Gnostics. What does that mean? Gnostic. Okay, well, it said some like religion shit. Any of various related philosophy. Yeah. Okay. I guess that guy, that like Uqbar guy from Middle East, was talking about those guys. I guess the visible universe was an illusion, or more precisely, a sophism. What's a sophism? Sophist, I guess. Sophist. What does that mean? Was a professional traveling teacher. Oh, that's a sophist. That's like something. That's something else. Sophism, I guess. I guess the guy misspelled it. A fallacious argument, especially one deliberate to deceive. Okay, sure. So, the visible universe is an illusion, essentially. Mirrors and fatherhood are abominable because they multiply and disseminate that universe. Oh, interesting. Okay, so yeah, it's a bit different. I mean, it's very different actually. He didn't like just misremember a word. He made something else up entirely. Okay, so this is pretty interesting, right? Like from here, he said that the original Uqbar guy said that like, oh, it's bad to mirror. I mean, you can call it like this literal mirrors on your wall, mirror on the wall, whatever. And being a parent is bad because you make more people, right? But mirror can also mean like when you copy something, right? So copying things is bad. Why? Because we're one of those Gnostic, because the universe is like an illusion or something, and it's fake. If you keep making more people will have their own idea of the universe, right? Then it sort of like divided. It becomes less concentrated or whatever. I told him in all truthfulness that I should like to see that article. A few days later, he brought it. This surprised me, since the scrupulous cartographical indices. What? All right, we need to search each word up. Scrupulous. Thorough, diligent, careful. Does the careful cartographical, doesn't that mean like maps? Yeah, maps. Indices. That's I learned that word when I was learning programming. But that is like well, whatever. But it basically means it has a very beautiful map. Of Ritter Erdkunde was plentifully ignorant of the name Uqbar. Oh, okay. He is surprised because like fucker, I didn't see that on the other map. What the fuck? The tome boy brought was in fact, what's a tome? Like part of the words? A book, a part of the book. Okay, I guessed it. Okay, In fact, volume 46 of that exact encyclopedia that they could not find Uqbar in. On the half title page, and the spine, the alphabetical marking tore up was that of our copy, but instead of 917, it had 921 pages. Okay, so boy pulled a, was it Saul Goodman? He added those pages. Okay, these 4 additional pages made up the article of Uqbar, which, as the reader will have noticed, was not indicated by the alphabet. Okay, we later determined that there was no other difference between the volumes. Both of them, as I believe I have indicated, are reprints of the 10th encyclopedia. Okay, Boy had acquired his copy at some sale or other. Reread the article with some care. The passage recalled by Boy was perhaps the only surprising one. The rest of it seemed very plausible, quite in keeping with the general tone of the work. A bit boring. Okay, yeah, I mean, to be fair, if you read like Wikipedia articles, it's like what the fuck are you doing? Read it over again. We discovered beneath its rigorous prose a fundamental vagueness of the 14 names which figured in geographical parts. What does that mean? We only recognized 3: Khorasan, Armenia, Erzerum. Interpolated in the text in an ambiguous way. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna turn down the music a little bit, because I gotta think. Interpolated in the text in ambiguous way. So like, of the 14 names which figured in the geographic. Oh, okay. So like geographical part, like books have like little pictures, right? So this is the map, and only 3 of those names they can actually, they actually know about. I mean, I guess these people are like geographical experts. They know about fucking anywhere, and only 3 of them they know these 3 places. Are these places even real? Erzerum sounds like a fake place. Okay, well it's spelled differently. It's from Turkey, but sure. Alright, so interpolated only these 3, and it's like, written in an ambiguous way. Of the historical names, only 1, the impostor magician Smerdis, invoked more as a metaphor. So in the historical figure of Uqbar, motherfucker, they don't even have a single historical figure that they recognize anywhere except for 1, and it's not even, it's used as a metaphor. It's used to compare another guy. Okay, great. The notes seem to fix the boundaries of Uqbar, but its nebulous reference points were rivers and craters and mountain ranges. Okay, this is sort of like boring. It's like, I don't really care. I don't care like how Uqbar looks like. We read, for example, that the lowlands, oh my god, okay, Sai, okay, all these like OC character places, okay, mark the southern, okay, wild horses procreate, okay, sure. All this on the first page of 1908. In the historical section, we learned that as a result of the religious persecution of the 13th century, okay, this part might be more interesting. The Orthodox believers, also like the actual Christian Orthodox, right, sought refuge on these islands, where to this day their obelisks remain, where it is not uncommon to unearth their stone mirrors. Stone mirrors? You can make mirrors out of stones? The section on language and literature was brief. Only one trait is worth recollection. It is noted that the literature of Uqbar was one of fantasy, and that its epics and legends never refer to reality. Huh. So everyone on that goddamn place only writes OCs and not even fan fiction. But I guess it can be fan fiction. You can write a like fictional work based on another fictional work, but never reference like real stuff. No one ever talks about like, I don't know, the JFK assassination or whatever, but to the two imaginary regions of Malans and Tlön, the bibliography enumerated 4 volumes, which we have not yet found, though the third, Silas Hassalam, History of the Land Called Uqbar, 1874, figures in the catalogs of Burn. Oh, so they actually found one more book in that talks about that place. There's a fucking reference here. Okay, what's that reference? What does that mean? What's this? Oh, it's at the end of the page, not like all the way down there. Okay, what's that? Hassalam also published a general history of labyrinths. Okay, sure. Cool story, bro. I think maybe we read to like page 4 and we can call it a day. Section, yeah, it talks about, but to the two imaginary regions of these places, the this part is a little bit difficult for me to understand, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not too sure what does this mean, but to the two imaginary regions of these places. Are they like randomly just start talking about, okay, this place, Uqbar, has these 2 places, and there are like books talking about them. There are 4 of them, 4 volumes, right? We have not found them, except the third one. Silas Hassalam, History of the... Okay, so that's the publisher, I guess. Silas Hassalam. Figures in the catalog of... Yeah. The first. Lesber und Lessensreth Bemerkungen über das Land Uqbar in Kleinasien. Dates from 1641, and it's made by this guy. I'm not even gonna try. This fact is significant. A few years later, I came upon that name in the unsuspected pages of D. Quincy. Okay, and learned. Oh my God, there's so many fucking book names we have to fucking remember. There's like this history of the land of Uqbar, and then like there's this the first. What do you mean even the first? Like you mean like the first part of this book, or like which part are you talking about? The bibliography enumerated 4 volumes. Like, is this one of the volumes? God, it's confusing to read. God, I feel like a fucking stupid retard. A few years he read another book and learned that it belonged to a German theologian. I guess it is talking about, but either this or that. I mean, who in the early 17th century described the imaginary community of Rosicrucians, a community that others founded later, in imitation of what he prefigured. Okay. Sure. So this guy, this German theologian, he made up some like utopia. He made up his own country, Petertopia or something. And then some people later found it and felt, oh wow, this is actually a good idea, and then like try to actually make it. That night we visited the National Library. In vain we exhausted atlases, catalogs, annuals of geographical societies, travelers and historians' memoirs. No one had ever been in Uqbar. What the fuck? I thought you guys said you guys found some of the books, right? And you got to even precisely like the goddamn place. Neither did the General Index of Boys' Encyclopedia register that name. The following, I'm not sure what this means, by the way, but I'm just gonna start skipping. The following day, Carlos Mastronardi, to whom I had related the matter, noticed a black and gold covers of another encyclopedia in a bookshop. On Corrientes and Talcahuano, he entered and examined volume 46. Of course, he did not find. Okay, so basically, Boy's copy of the encyclopedia is personalized. There is not a single. Well, of course, he fucking probably made it himself. So like, obviously, he added some fucking bullshit country Uqbar or whatever, just so that it sounds more cool when he said like the mirror morals abominable or whatever. Okay. Alright, we made it to chapter 2. Very good. Some limited and waning memory of Herbert Ashe, an engineer of the South Railways, persisted. Also, I don't like how this book, like, it likes to talk about like a lot of like side shit, right? Which you think, okay, they might be like related, but then at the end it doesn't fucking like come to anything. You talk about like the Quincy or whatever, and then like you talk about German theology, and then he like thought up some like thought experiment Epcot Center, and then it came to nothing. It's not related to anything. And then there's these books which are, you know, somewhat related. You guys are trying to find more about Uqbar, right? You guys are doing like an internet mystery video on Uqbar. And then you actually find some books, but then you can't find them. You even name the goddamn place Bernard Quayrich's bookshop. Sorry, and yet you still can't find it. Then what for? What's the point? Figures in the catalog of it's catalog. So it's more like they just say they have something like this, but they don't actually have it. Okay. Well, that makes more sense, I guess. But still, you guys mentioned it, and then it came to nothing. You guys still couldn't find it. You could like cut out this whole part, and then it would be basically still be the same. You cut out this whole part. Okay, we visited the library. We tried to find more about Uqbar. We can't find jack shit. There you go. Some limited waning memory of Herbert Ashe, an engineer who made fucking trains, persisted in the hotel at Odrogwe, amongst the effusive honeysuckle. What the fuck? What's effusive? Expressing feelings of gratitude, pleasure. Okay. So he was like very, very thankful. Honeysuckle. So like boot licking, is that what it means? But this is a flower. I think we should search for meaning. Okay, but it just means the flower. There's no other meaning. Then what the fuck? Amongst the effusive honeysuckles and in the illusory depths of the mirror. Okay. Really, really weird sentence. Don't know what it means again. In his lifetime, he suffered from unreality, as do many Englishmen. Once dead, he is not even the ghost he was then. He was tall and listless, and his tired rectangular beard has once been red. I understand that he was a widower, without children. Every few years he would go to England to visit, I judge from some photographs he showed us, a sundial and a few oaks. Holy shit, this guy is fucking insane. So he lost his wife. He has no kids. It made him so crazy that like now what he does is that every once in a while he'll go to fucking England and visit a sundial. Where's a Droge, by the way? What's this place? Where's this place? In this place. What is this? Oh yeah, we mentioned about this. I thought this is an airport. I guess it's not an airport. What's this place? It's a urban comprised of. Okay, well, where's this? Where's this? Oh wait, Buenos Aires. They talk about this place, right? I mean, yeah, Buenos Aires. There you go. So we talked about this. So where is it? Oh, it's in Argentina. Okay. So he would deliberately go all the way to fucking England just to visit a goddamn sundial. Okay, yeah, this guy is nuts. He's crazy. He and my father had entered into one of those close, the adjective is successor, English friendships that begin by excluding confidences, and very soon dispense with dialogue. Okay. Before we read The Great Gatsby and I learned about the word confidences, it means like secrets. So excluding, so not including confidences, and very soon dispense with dialogue. So at the start they didn't talk much about like personal stuff, and then later dispense with dialogue. I mean, dispense, I know what it means. I play Team Fortress, so like dispensers, right? So it starts giving out with dialogue, I guess. So a pretty normal friendship. I mean, for most everybody, you wouldn't start talking about like personal stuff, but once you get to know people, maybe you're more comfortable. They used to carry out an exchange of books and newspapers, and yeah, because that's what like people back then do. They have nothing to do but read, and engage in taciturn chess games and play chess games, I guess. I remember him in the hotel corridor, with a mathematics book in his hand, sometimes looking at the irrecoverable color of the sky. Why would that be irrecoverable? Like because of like air pollution? Like what does that mean? One afternoon, we spoke of the duodecimal system of numbering, in which 12 is written as 10. Okay. Ash said that he was converting some kind of table from this to sexagesimal, which in which 60 is written as 10. Okay. He added that the task had been entrusted to him by a Norwegian in Rio Grande do Sul. Okay, well this is like fucking sure. So what? This guy's into math, I guess. We had known him for 8 years, and he never mentioned his sojourn in the region. What was it? Sojourn, sorry. A temporary stay. Okay, sure. We talked of country life, of the Kapanagas. What does that mean? A thug? What is he? Is he like part of mafia? He won that gabagool? What does this mean? We talk of country lives, the Kapanagas, of the Brazilian etymology of the word gaucho, which some old Uruguayans still pronounce gaucho. I don't know. Maybe I should stop like saying the foreign words because I don't know how to say them. And nothing more was said. May God, am I recording? Okay. May God forgive me of duodecimal functions. In September, what the fuck does this mean? Okay, so they were talking. Oh my god, these people talk about like nothing so much. Okay, so this guy Ash, right? His wife died. His kids. He never had any kids. He went insane. He goes to England every once in a while just to look at some sundials and some goddamn trees. He's friends with the author's father. They have more or less a pretty normal friendship, in all honesty. There's one time he was like reading a math book, and then like he talks about something about he has to convert some like 12-digit system into a 60-digit system. Some Norwegian guy told him to. In Rio Grande do Sul, which I think that's in Brazil, right? Yeah. What the fuck? What do any of these ultimately like come to? And then at the end you add in like the extra nothing more was said. May God forgive me. Why does God have to forgive you? What have you done? What did you do, dude? Of these, I guess. I don't know. I guess he invented some like functions. In September of 1937, we were not at the hotel. He died of a ruptured aneurysm. A few days before, he received a sealed and certified package from Brazil. It was a book in large octavo. Okay, I don't know what octavo means. Okay, it's not English, so what does it mean? An octavo, a Latin word meaning in eighth or for the eighth time, is a technical term describing the format of a book. Okay. So he got a book written in some specific format, sure. It's in Times New Roman. Ash left it at the bar where months later I found it. I began to... Okay, maybe this is where it talked about Uqbar, which would be interesting. Because Brazil is not in Middle East. Sure. I began to leaf through it and experience an astonished and airy feeling of vertigo, which I shall not describe. He found a book that made him sick. Okay. Well, this is not the story of my emotions, but of Uqbar. Why would it be a story of emotions, anyways? Why would that would make me more sick and more filled with the astonished and airy feeling of vertigo or whatever it is. Like, what the fuck? You're telling me like this guy got this book from Brazil? That's and it's like all about me, all about my emotions. That's creepy as fuck. But yeah, it's talking about Uqbar somehow. Somehow this guy who has nothing to do with Uqbar, he's in fucking Brazil, not nowhere near where Uqbar is supposed to be. Oh, one of the nights of... Okay, well, I said I would like you know, close it off around here. But okay, well, pretty interesting so far, I guess. I mean, like, once again, a lot of stuff that just mentioned and like it never get brought up. So, you know, you can't really blame people for like forgetting things after they read books, right? I don't know, like a lot... There's a saying I heard from somewhere, right? Where like someone said, if you write a book, make sure every single word you add in it actually does something. This is like if I play a video game and like the game creator keeps adding like a bunch of extra rooms and whatever that you can go into, and then none of them actually do anything. It's kind of frustrating, not gonna lie. But oh well, whatever. That's the first episode of me reading this book.